Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we're taking a look at the final cards from the, I believe this is the quarter century Trinity box in the OCG. If I'm getting the name correctly, these are the final two cards here. These are the two Dragonmaid cards. We had them leaked a little bit prior, but we're going to confirm them here and just talk about what happens here, even if they are the ones we were expecting. But pretty cool stuff. I mean, Orcus, Dragonmaid, and Punk were pretty decent archetypes to get support. So hopefully these ones turn out as good as the others. So let's get into it. Starting off here, we have Dragonmaid Stern. This is a Dark Dragon effect monster. It's level 9, 2800, 1800. Really good stats, actually. You can only use its first and third effect once per turn. You can discard this card to special summon a Dragonmaid monster from your graveyard or banishment, except for Dragonmaid Stern. That's just a legit good, that's just like a legit good extension effect, like actually. Because there are already link 1s for dragons, just being able to summon any of the small Dragonmaids, like link them off and then reborn it off of this, really helps us even play through interaction and still get to a spheres. Otherwise, it also helps boost our one-card plays. This is going to make Chamber like a one-card line that allows us to get to some pretty decent combos and go from there. Second effect, Dragon Fusion monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Okay, that's only while it's on the field, so it's not like a crazy effect, but like, okay, sure. And third effect, at the end of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand, and if you do, special summon one level 4 or lower Dragonmaid monster from your hand. That's the whole vibe of the deck. You swap the small ones for the big ones, and getting this one back is actually pretty cool, because then it's an extender later on, so I like it. Cool. Very good card. We've been looking for finally a main deck big dragon form that was actually good. Just actually a straight up good card. And you'll see with the fusion, this is the card that really is going to unlock this deck, in my opinion. If it works the same way as the rumors were saying. Anyway, this is Ladies Dragonmaid. You know, cool artwork, sure. Level 8 Light Dragon Fusion. That's sick. Okay, so they made this level 8, which makes it so that even the other two new like, I can't remember what their names are. It's like Dark Dragon, Evaporation Dragon, or something like that, and the other one's a light one. The dark one's better, but they just like they both can summon themselves for free by just banishing any level 8 dragon in extra deck. So this card also applies to them potentially, which is just even better synergy. But anyway, 2,000 attack, 3,000 defense, decent stats, a more defensive card, but you'll see why. Its materials are 2 Dragonmaid monsters with the same attribute but different levels. So basically, this is asking for the small main deck Dragonmaid form, the maid form, and then the bigger dragon form as well. Must first be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing one each of the above cards from your field and graveyard. I'm pretty sure from the leaks that I remember, this is saying that they are asking you to banish one from grave and one from grave, or sorry, one from grave and one from field, not from field or grave. So it's not like you can put both in grave and then just immediately plop this out. I think you do need to put at least one of them on the field, but that's pretty doable in the deck for sure. All right, you can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon one level 4 lower dragon monster from your deck. I mean, come on. Come on. You already just get this out like pretty freely, and then on summon, it's also just summoning another small Dragonmaid from the deck. That's so good. You're raising, this card raises the ceiling of the deck significantly here. It's basically saying like old hands that used to end on just spheres pass are now ending you on like shall plus spheres plus maybe even more. Which is really cool. And then second effect, during the standby phase, you can fusion summon one dragon fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling its materials from your field and or banishment into the deck. That is so good. This effect is so good. So this effect also like makes this card so strong, because if your opponent even just allows you to get to this card, it's disgusting. Because if you get to this card, you're going to activate this first effect, which feels like the kind of effect that you have to hand trap, right? Your opponent's going to want to imperm this. They're going to want to ash this. If somehow they just didn't hand trap anything prior to this card, once you summon this card, they're going to feel like they have to interrupt it. And you go, okay, The material, by the way, the materials you banish just even summon this card out. By default, if you're ever summoning this card, the materials are already in banish. So then you just activate this card's effect on your opponent's standby and you summon Shao. So basically, once you get to this card, through a hand trap, this card is already Shao. Which is just so strong, right? So that's kind of the new game plan of the deck, is just get to this card. Because you get to this card, you're going to force out one interaction, and you're either going to force out another interaction on their standby phase if they have anything, you know what I mean? If they have an imperm, if they have something that can kind of contend this, like a forbidden droplet or something, you're going to force at least 2 cards out of their hand just from making this one card. And sometimes you're going to force 1, and you're still going to make an Omni Negate through it, which is just really, really insanely good. So I think these cards are right on par with the other cards we've seen. I think the Punk cards are sick. I think the Orcus cards are sick. I think these cards for Dragon Maid are also sick. I actually think people have kind of been low-key underestimating Dragon Maid. When I made the video talking about the leaks, I was like, don't sleep on Dragon Maid though. And I had a lot of people be like, no, definitely sleep on Dragon Maid. I was like, don't do that. Dragon as a type has literally the best support in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! So let's not forget the fact that like Dragon Maid could just become the best core for Dragon Link going forward. And so you just play like the generic really good Dragon support cards outside of that, but now Dragon Maid like significantly maybe upgrades just the core of what Dragon Link has been as far as like starters and overall payoff, maybe even just mid-range playability goes. So don't sleep on that. Please do not sleep on that. But all in all, these cards are almost exactly what we saw from the leaks. Really, really strong cards. I think the fusion is particularly insanely strong, but the new main deck form for the new Stern is also really, really important, really strong for the deck as well. A lot of the main deck dragon forms are niche utility cards. They have like a non-quick effect, like negate a monster on field. They have like their own honest. They have like one that can just banish a card from grave. But now that our new insane fusion monster requires a monster, two Dragon Maids of the same type, different attribute, you can only really afford to play the ones of the actual good attribute ones. So that means the new dark one, that means the fire one, which is the honest, and that means the wind one for parlor, which is, I believe, the like slow negate. Like you can just target a monster if they like can't activate its effects for the rest of the turn, which is like going second. There's actually utility in that. Like, you know what I mean? Like target detonator with that. That's actually like not terrible right now. But still, going first, not very useful, and you know what I mean? You have to make use of that. So, very interesting to see. I really want to mess with this deck. This is the exact kind of deck I like messing with. I love that this deck is all about the grind. It's all about pushing the game further turns and then out-resourcing your opponent in the long run. And I think that gets even further pushed. I think you just also raised the ceiling and the speed of the deck with the new cards. I think that's exactly what we need to see for Dragon Maid. So I cannot wait to mess with them. I think this is one of the decks I'm more hyped to mess around with when they finally get these new cards. So hopefully all of the Trinity Box stuff comes sooner than later. We actually don't know exactly when they're going to come in the TCG. My guess is maybe Battles of Legend. They could be in like a core set, in like the OCG import portion of a core set, but we don't know for sure. I'm hoping for Battles of Legend because I think that might be a little sooner, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I'm out of here for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a big fan of Dragon Maid, let me know your thoughts down below on these cards. If you didn't already make notes on the actual leaks we reviewed on the channel, just let me know your thoughts now that they're officially confirmed. How do you feel about Dragon Maid? Do they actually have a chance going forward into future formats? I'd love to hear the thoughts down below. And, you know, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe to the channel for more news from me. We should be getting into Alliance Insight full-on reveals either this week or next week, so stay tuned for that. And because I'm bringing that as soon as stuff drops. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.